Hong Kong's chief executive, Carrie said on Friday the new anti-mask law that will take effect on Saturday is intended to target rioters and those that resort to violence.
The objective of this regulation is to end violence and restore order. And I believe this is now the broad consensus of Hong Kong people.
For the last 4 months, the city has been engulfed in unrest as democracy advocates engaged in increasingly confrontational tactics to fight against what they see as China's efforts to restrict Hong Kong's autonomy and civil liberties. Hong Kong government supporters defend the restrictive emergency measure as a need to protect public safety.
What we are talking about is pinpointing riot and illegal assembly. So what we think that is the law will not affect the daily life of people and will not affect the freedom of speech and freedom of demonstration for Hong Kong citizens.
In central Hong Kong on Friday, thousands of pro-democracy demonstrators responded in defiance of the new law by wearing masks during a lunchtime rally. Some protesters have attacked police and destroyed property. Police in turn have used water cannons, tear gas, and rubber bullets against the demonstrators. This week, for the first time, a police officer shot an 18-year-old student using lethal ammunition during a massive protest on China's Communist Party anniversary. Opponents of the anti-mask law say the measure will not deter radical elements in the democracy movement. Instead, they say the anti-mask law is meant to expose peaceful protesters to intimidation and repercussions from China-affiliated employers.
But they have a good reason that they don't want to be retaliated or singled out by the Chinese investor behind their company.
Hong Kong legislators who have not been allowed to vote on the measure say this use of emergency powers erodes Hong Kong's democracy.
This is a further draconian step, attempt to restrict the freedoms and rights of the Hong Kong people, damage to the rule of law, and there will be no legislative scrutiny at all. So I think that this is a dangerous step.
Lam also said if the unrest continues, the Hong Kong government could consider further emergency measures. Brian Padden, VOA News, Hong Kong.